Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. So in this video, we're going to do something cool. We're going to go through my fast fall detection program, which, I tried to do 2 months ago and it was difficult. I struggled a lot and I did it very easily last night when I was very, very tired. So I'm getting a lot better at this. So the purpose of this program is that imagine I've got an oil tank or a water tank and I've got two level sensors on the tank, one at the top of the tank and one at the bottom of the tank. So if I have a high level sensor here and a low level sensor here, then what I've got is I want to know both when my tank is full, so at my high level, and also when my tank is empty at my low level. So if I bring this high level down to the water, you can see there that I get a green. If it's then above the water, I get a yellow. And if the low level has no water as well, I then get a red. And so in this instance here now, what I've done is if the difference between these two is too fast, meaning that it's actually a very clever program. So if I have my low level switch and then my high level switch, I'm green, yeah? And then what this is going to do is it's going to say, okay, I've lost my high level. And if I now lose my low level within 10 seconds, I will then trigger a fast fall alarm. And it's going to tell me that you've just lost all your tank fluid in a quick time. So something you just had a burst pipe or whatever and you've just lost all your oil. So that's a big problem, right? So you want to know, maybe for example you want to send an alarm out to everybody then. But as an example, if I reset it now, and I'm resetting it using my switch buttons. I've made a reset function here which I'll show you. So we'll walk through the program. And so what I've done is, let's say I've got both my levels as green, and then if I lose the high level, so my tank is now falling, but it's falling slowly. So if it doesn't fall within 10 seconds, then what you'll see is I won't get that fast fall alarm. It will just go to red low level. So I'm going to lose my low level now, and there you can see I didn't get a fast fall detection. So it hasn't now started going into its error mode and flashing the red light. So if I now reset this and I get my low level back, and then now I have my high level. So if I lose my high level and then I lose my low level too quickly, then I end up into a fast fall detection. So let's run through the program. That's how it works. It's a very simple program, but it works very, very well. And what I've done is I've just set it so that this switch here, this 2-position switch that I have over here, I've made it so that this will reset it by doing that. But the really clever thing about it is if you reset it too slowly, it won't reset. So let me okay, so I'm in error now. And now if I go to switch it like that, it hasn't reset yet. And if I don't switch that back in time within 2 seconds, up there and down there, it doesn't reset. So that will reset it. So it's quite cool. E-stop will also likewise require a reset to work. So yeah, let's go through the program. All right, so what I've got here is I've got 2 blocks, just lamps and faults. So I could have put it all into one, but so I've got my main OB1 and I've got faults FB1 and lamps FB3. So let's go into lamps first and foremost. So I'm monitoring my program, and as I can see here, what I've got first and foremost is I've got my water low level. So if I don't have my low level switch, which is I believe this one, yeah. So if I don't have my low level switch, wait, is this high level or low level? Okay, this is water low level, yeah. So this is my water low level switch. So if I don't have this, then I have my red lamp on. So if I don't have my water low level and I also don't have a fast fall fault, then I have my red lamp. Quite simple. So ignore this fast fall. That's just a tongue twister to say. Ignore this fast fall fault FFF. Ignore this for now. Water low level, if I don't have it, then I have a red lamp. If I do have it, so I do have my water low level, so there is liquid in the bottom of my tank, right, wherever I choose to put that. Let's say I put that 10% up. I do have liquid in here, then I have a yellow lamp on. Quite simple. But I only have a yellow lamp on if I don't have the water high level. So if I have the water low level and the water high level, then I have my green lamp. So that's like, a very, very basic program, which is funny because I've been working now for 5 months, and now I understand this. So yeah, that's a bit funny that. So now what I've done is I would have liked to put this on a separate network further down here, but with Siemens you can't actually call an output coil more than once unless you're setting and resetting it. So I've had to do a parallel logic as well here. So this is for my fast fall fault. So if I detect a fast fall, which I'll show you how I do that, but if I detect a fast fall from my fault block, then what I want to do is so I've detected a fast fall. So let me do that now. So I lose my high level and then I lose my low level at the same quick enough. And then so now what it's doing now is I've detected a fast fall fault, and then it's now using the clock memory bits that are set inside the PLC, which surprisingly a few people at work didn't know how to do this, and you know, they're controls engineers, but they didn't understand. So I'll just quickly show you in case you don't. So you can go to properties on your PLC, and it's to system and clock memory, and you just enable that. And if you do that, you'll need to do a full download again because you've changed the hardware, but you enable clock memory bits, and then you have access to all these different clock bits. And so you can change this frequency to 1 hertz, 2.5 hertz, 0.5 hertz, 10 hertz, 5 hertz. So what I've got now is I've got my clock here, my fast fall fault. Without this, would just be turning the red lamp on again. But I've now got it so that this clock bit is turning on and off 2 times a second. And so therefore my output here is turning on and off 2 times a second. And so what I can do is I can actually reset this fast fall fault. And so now if I don't have my fast fall fault, then and I don't have my water low level, then I have a red lamp. So it means I've got no oil in my tank. Yeah. Cool. So I think that's fairly straightforward, that. So let's go to the faults part, which is where it gets a little bit more complicated. So let me first start with the e-stop. That's the easiest one here. So network 3. So what I've done is I've got an e-stop here. So when my e-stop is pressed, I then set an e-stop fault, because what I want is, even though I'm not actually using my e-stop here to do anything, but I don't, when my e-stop is pressed and then I unpress it, I don't want whatever's working to just start kicking back on. So imagine I've got a fan spinning, I hit the e-stop, and then someone goes now to reset it. What I don't want is that the fan just now kicks straight back on. So there should be a controlled reset. And so what I've got over here is I've got an e-stop being set here. So I've got a bit being set once you press the e-stop. So no matter how many times you reset it, that fault bit is now still set. Yeah. And so now down here, I've got, if I get my fault reset signal, which is from this switch here, if I switch it up, then if I switch it up and then within 2 seconds, the next switch is also pressed. So my switch is a 2-position switch, right? So I've got position 1 here and then position 2 here. So position 1, position 2. So if I get this input and then within 2 seconds, I then get this input, I can now then reset my e-stop. So right now, if I now just turn this to here, that will now reset that now reset my e-stop. But if I turn it to here and then come back to here again, and then within 2 seconds I don't get anything, and now I do this, I now don't get the reset because I didn't do that in that timer block. So it's just, I don't know, just a little bit of functionality I just wanted to play around with. At work, we usually just have a controls reset button, just these push buttons. So if I get, so let me show you. So I hit the e-stop, I set my e-stop, and then if I do this, bang, bang, I now reset my e-stop. As well as resetting my e-stop, because my e-stop is being reset here, I've also had a sensor fault, which I'm now not using because I just thought, let me keep this simple. So let's delete this, and then we can just re-download. So I'm now resetting my e-stop, and then I'm also resetting my fast fall fault. So once I've detected a fast fall, I can reset that fault. And then I've got another bit that I'm using up here to detect the fast fall. Okay, so let's go on to the complicated bit now. So we've got network 1 and network 2. So network 3 sets the e-stop fault, and network 4 resets all the faults, yeah? So network 1, fast fall detection. So this is the initial part of the check. And so what I wanted is, I didn't want it so that when you turned on the system, it just immediately detected a fast fall fault. So I wanted to say, okay, when I've got my low level sensor here, and I've also had my high level sensor, meaning that, you know, my tank's been filled up. So now start a timer, and then if I've had both of these, meaning my tank's been full for at least 2 seconds, I now set a water high. If I now have both of these, it sets a bit now here to say, okay, the tank has been full, water high has been set. So now once that's been set, right, so I've had both, I've had my tank full. Now on network 2, I then say, okay, if my tank has been full, it has been set, right? And then I now lose the high sensor, then start a timer for 2 seconds. This timer is just to make sure that I didn't want to, I was getting some errors, so I put this timer here, although it shouldn't really be needed. But what I've done is, once I lose my high level sensor, count 2 seconds, and then if I lose my low level sensor as well, then now set a fast full fault. So I lose my high level sensor. Whoop, that's my low level one. So I lose my high level sensor. Count. If I now get that back, do you see that? So I have my high level fault. I lose it, and then if I now get it back, I'm all good. So if I haven't lost my low level at the same, I lose my high level one. It starts the timer, counts to 2 seconds, and then now what it's doing now, this is part of the reset. But as long as I don't lose my low level, I'm good. So water high level, lose my high level, start a timer. And if I now lose my low level, now within 1 second, so I've lost my high level, within 2 seconds, I've lost my low level, it will then now set a fast full fault. This is definitely not the cleanest way of doing it. I shouldn't have needed all of these timers, to be honest with you, but I just wasn't able to get it working clean, if I'm honest. So this part here, all of this is fairly straightforward, I think, in terms of I've got my water high set, and then if I lose my high level, start a timer for 2 seconds, and if within 2 seconds I now lose my low level, then set a fault. So what I've got here is I've got a reset, which I could try and make this 2 seconds, but I'll show you what I've done with this now. So I get both my sensors back. I just need to reset the faults. So I've reset the fault now. So I lose my high level, and then if I haven't lost my low level now, so I've lost my high level. If I haven't lost my low level within 10 seconds, then I want to now reset this water high level set bit. So now if I now lose my low level, so it's been 10 seconds now, and I now lose my low level, I don't want to detect a fault on the fast full fault. Alright, so I've lost my high level and I've lost my low level, but because it's been 10 seconds, after 10 seconds, I've reset this. So I could make this 2 seconds now, which would be, that would be more in, that's 2 milliseconds, 2000. That would be more in line now with this. This makes more sense to me now. So if I now have both my high level and low level, after 2 seconds, that bit gets set. If I now lose my high level within 2 seconds, that will then reset. And now I have to get my high level back again. So let's say I wanted to say, if my tank gets drained within 2 seconds, realistically, this would probably be 2 minutes. So, or maybe even 30 seconds. So let's make it 10 seconds for now. So we say, it's 10 milliseconds. Sorry, I'm kind of working this out in my head as I'm going. So 10,000 milliseconds, 10 seconds. So if I lose my high level and then now within 10 seconds lose my low level, I'll then now set a fault. So it's been, 6 seconds now. I lose my low level. Okay, no, so there you go. So that now set a fault. It's funny that it still waited 10 seconds to set the fault. And so now it's been 10 seconds and that's been reset. All right. So if I don't lose it within 10 seconds, so I've got my low level and my high level now. Water high is set. I lose my high level. And then now, if I wait more than 10 seconds, it should now reset that high level. Yeah. And I lose my high level. No, that's still set. Okay. Interesting. So this 10 seconds, okay, I got it. Right now, this is, you're adding these two together for the reset. So that's getting 20 seconds. So let's make, if I just make this 1 second. To be honest, I should be able to do away with this. I shouldn't need this. Let's see. So I get rid of that timer completely. I may have just broken everything now. So reset this. And now I have my high level set. And then I lose my high level sensor. So now it's counting 10 seconds. And it will then reset. And then, so if I get my high level back, what happens? Okay, that timer stops. Nice. So I've got my high level back. Lose my high level again. So imagine my tank level is fluctuating. Okay, so the 10 seconds goes past. That resets that bit. And then now, if I now lose my low level, nothing happens. No fast forward gets set. So that works fine actually. Okay, so now let's test it. So I set my high level, I lose it, and then within, let's say 4 seconds later, there you go, I lose my low level, and then now a second after that, it detects a fast forward fault. So okay, in my mind, I should be able to do away with this timer as well. Let's see. But I think this is where I got a bunch of errors, and this is where you guys are like a lot better than this at me, which is funny. That I find it funny that you guys I wonder if if you experience control engineer guys that are good at this stuff. I wonder if you watch me and go, this guy doesn't have a monkeys, or oh, he's cute. All right, so I have my high level set. Cool. And then now I lose my high level. You see that? So that's why I needed a timer there. I don't know why that happens, but I've still got my low level here, as you can see, but it's set default anyways, and I don't know why that happens. So let me just show you that again. So I reset it. So my high level has been set, water high is set, I lose my high level, and even though here now it's counting the 10 seconds to reset that, it's set that anyways, even though I still have my low level here, as you can see. So now when I lose my low level, it triggers the fault just automatically, and I don't know why. So let me put that timer back. I think it might be some sort of debounce, or I don't know. So if I do 100 milliseconds timer there, download that. In my mind, this timer shouldn't be necessary, and I don't know why it is. If someone could explain that to me, I'd appreciate that. So let's reset this. Okay, so now I have my high level set. I lose my high level, and now I'm counting 10 seconds, and you can see it didn't set that fast forward this time. And then I lose my low level after 6 seconds, 7 seconds, sets the fault. So that works nice. So it must just be a very small kind of debounce of some sorts. Because okay, let's see, even if a 10 millisecond timer will prevent that from being set. So reset that, and then now I lose my high level. Yeah, okay, so 10 milliseconds is not enough. Do you see that? I still have my low level, and it's setting that. So 100 milliseconds seems to be right. I don't know why that is. Let's see, this should work now. Okay, so water high level is set, lose my high level, and now, yeah, you see, it didn't automatically set that fast fall, even though I've still got my low level. So if I now wait 10 seconds, or if I get my high level back, it stops that timer. That's good. Lose my high level again, wait 10 seconds, and then after 10 seconds, I'll lose my low level, and it shouldn't set the fast fall. So 8 seconds, 9 seconds, nice. So that works perfectly with that 10 millisecond one there. So let's set it, lose the high level, start the timer, lose my low level, set the fault. Works perfectly. Cool. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. I could just show you my tags real quick. So these are the tags that I've got. At work, we don't use the actual tags. We put everything into data blocks. I would like to learn how to do that and then show it to you guys. I don't know how much I can actually show really, because it's kind of, is it proprietary? Mostly is. The code, I couldn't show you the actual code, but maybe I could do my own version of it, basically, to show you. But yeah, so anyways, we don't use the real inputs and outputs. We put everything into data blocks. So I'd like to learn how to do that and then show that to you guys. I also still have my 1211, this tiny bloody PLC. I still have it. I did stick it on eBay, but I put it up for a high price so that hopefully it doesn't sell yet. And then what I want to do is I want to get these two communicating. So I'd like to stick it downstairs, or just, I mean, just put it next to it, innit? And then what I would like to do is I'd like to be able to press a button on this PLC. So connect a button to digital input 0, press the button, and then that PLC be able to see that button being pressed on here and turn on this light. That's what I'd like to do. I have absolutely no idea how to do it. I have a bit of an idea. I'm thinking in my head I should just simply be able to just put these all into the same network on one project, just up here. So if I go onto devices and network, so here, network view, I should be able to just add a device and then go controllers, 1200, CPU, 1211, and then what is it? DC relay. And I believe it's the 40HE, yeah. And it's 4.2. So I should be able, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'll see your comment before I do this next video. So I should be able, I think, to can do that. No, come on, let me do it, please. I thought I could connect connections. No, what am I missing here? So in my mind, I can just connect these two together, but it's because I'm online. I don't know really, to be honest with you. Hey, there you go. Okay, so in my mind, I should be able to connect those two together, and then this PLC, this big chunky 1214, should be able to see this one's tags and what's going on in it, I think. So yeah, that's what I plan to do in the next video. Yeah, please, any advice, any tips, leave it down below. Much appreciated. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.